Hey guys, before we get started, I just want to let you know about some audio issues. I'm so sorry to keep doing this to you. So we thought we had everything figured out last time. The audio ended up being pretty great last time, in my opinion, as opposed to the last few episodes. So we did the same thing this time. And then the recording software crashed and we lost all of that audio. So thankfully, Adobe Premiere Beta has like a new AI feature that I ran all the camera audio through. And I feel like it cleans it up a lot, but it's definitely not perfect. And unfortunately, like the whole last part of it, my husband was in the kitchen making dinner for the kids, and Griffin, my son, was there being loud. Sometimes my dogs bark. So that's all part of the territory of using the audio from the camera. I've run it through some AI stuff, so I think it is salvageable, but I wanted to put this at the beginning of the episode here, just so you know, I don't believe that this sound quality is acceptable. And some of you people might not even care, but I care and I don't like it. So we're going to keep troubleshooting and see where it takes us in the future. And I've asked for some audio recording hardware for Christmas. So we'll see what Santa brings me. And we'll hope that we'll stop running into audio issues, because every single hecking time this happens. Anyway, I did my best to clean everything up, so I hope it doesn't bother anyone else as much as it bothers me. All right, let's get on with the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pack. Grab yourself a snack. It's the Snack Pack Podcast, episode 5.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. It's been a minute.
It's been a little bit.
Where you been, Paulo?
We took some time off. No,
Paulo, where you been? Hey,
I'm
Paulo.
at home.
Hey, Paulo, where you been? I swear to God, I love you, but you are the hardest person in the world to have a text conversation with.
And I get a lot of shit from a lot of people, like thinking I'm personally ignoring them.
No, I know you're not doing that, but I'm just like,
and then I'm like, just screenshot my stuff. I'm like, it's not just you.
no, I know it's not just me, but I'm like literally to the point where like Justin asked me, like, have you heard from Paulo? Is he okay? I'm like, I don't fucking know. But I mean, part of our break, I know like I contributed to it also because I was editing a video for my main channel nonstop for like a week and a half. So it's not just you.
But it was work. So
well, after I was done editing, I'm like texting you like, all right, when are you coming over?
Yeah.
And then like I wouldn't hear from you for like 2 days.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, we're back.
We're here now.
I bought some new clothes.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bought new slippers.
Nice. This came early for us.
Yeah, I guess so. But hey, I mean, we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's been a lot. So one of the contributing factors was it was around Thanksgiving. We did the extra episode, and then we decided to take that week off.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I mean, there wasn't not stuff going on in the community, but there also wasn't that much going on.
Like it wasn't like crazy stuff,
right? I think when you were editing that video, you were I was texting you like, hey, I don't really have much to cover. Like, I don't really have much topics. Like maybe we can kind of go back to like some of our old topics and see where they're at now, because a lot of those have evolved since then. Yeah, there just wasn't like anything crazy blowing up. So that's why I was like, that's kind of why I started to like take too long to get back to you. So I was like, I don't know what to talk about.
No, it's okay. I forgive you. I'm sure everyone else forgives you also. And also me. It's not just Paulo. Yeah. I do want to say that we got a comment, our first criticism, I suppose. And it wasn't bad. Like, I guess it's someone who came over from my main channel. And obviously, I don't think they're watching this because they said they didn't like art. They didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
But like, if you are watching it, I know it wasn't a hate comment. I know it was criticism, like, and constructive criticism for that matter. But they basically said that this channel feels like gossip. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. Like, that's pretty much,
very astute.
That's a great observation. Yeah. Like, this just feels like a lot of drama and gossip. It's like, yep. So I do kind of want to put this out there that, like, yeah. If you're here, like, someone from my main channel who's like, I'll see what's going on, like expecting this to be some like
continuation of your channel kind of.
Yeah, it's super not. Yeah. That's why it's separate from my main channel. So like it's like, well, because Palo and I have been friends for a bazillion years, give or take. And we've always connected over internet drama. Like for over a decade.
Well, I think because you've been in this, and I've always been like a consumer of YouTube too. And I think for a while, there's not a community, like an outward community of people who consume this content, I guess,
right.
Which is probably a good thing.
But yeah.
But there would be no one to really talk about any of this stuff too.
And every time we hung out, it's always like, did you watch the new blah 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 video? And like.
Or we'll even text it. Did you see that this dropped or whatever? Like, so
like we're drama buddies, so it's like
we might as well just talk about it. And now I have a outlet.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, after we stopped filming the last episode, that's like the first thing you said. You're like, oh, it feels so good to just be able to like talk about all this stuff and get it all out in the open and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, that's the point of this podcast. It's not to be thorough and like well written and scripted and stuff. Like I guess like my main channel is just like bullshitting about internet drama. So I just want to acknowledge that comment made a correct observation.
Good. Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't really look at. I probably should look at the comments and stuff. I don't really.
Listen, construction.
Once we post it, I just don't even like. It's kind of like my phone. I don't even like it. I guess, I'm not really a YouTuber. I just come and do this. But like even doing these few episodes that we've done, like I've even watching the content I do on YouTube, I'm like, I'm already starting to think like, oh, I don't want to just like watch someone else's YouTube video and then like make that my topic. Like I don't want to.
Right. Yeah. So
it's kind of hard to navigate that, which remember you would talk to me about that within your channel a little bit to some degree. And I'm like, who cares? And I'm like, I don't want to like talk about what they just talked about. So.
Well, yeah. I think people can take pieces from other people as inspiration and stuff. And I don't think that's a big deal at all. Which actually, that's a pretty good pipeline into my topic if we want to talk about my shit first.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're talking about the HBomberGuy video. Y'all,
I didn't watch it.
You didn't?
And I should have.
Because you told me you were going to, but I'm glad you didn't.
No, because you told me you wanted to cover it, so I'm like, I'm just gonna not. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Yo.
Yeah.
I watched all fucking 4 hours of it.
Nice. That was the one that was like what?
It's about plagiarism,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Heavily featuring our favorite, Blair Zahn.
Who's still in the conversation, which is good.
That's great that they're just continuing this conversation.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's 4 hours long, but I do highly recommend you and anyone else who has not seen it. It's like watching 2 movies back to back. Like find a time, grab a snack, and watch the whole damn thing. Like it is so good and so well done and so well researched. It's great. There is like a 20-minute interlude of Blair. Most of the video is about someone else. I don't know if I wrote it down. I don't think I did, because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Illuminati part of it. But like, literally, like he goes on and like profiles just like years of plagiarism and grifting by multiple creators.
Well, she's a great example of that too.
She is, but she wasn't even the worst one. Like really? That she's not the one that he spent the most time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So HBomberGuy, and I didn't make this connection until I was watching this video, but HBomberGuy is the one who kind of originally called out Blair for plagiarism.
Really?
Yeah. So he's the one who made that video and posted it on Twitter, the anti-vax video. Where he does like a side-by-side. There's like a guy driving in a car who's like saying things about the MMR vaccine. And then he plays a clip right next to it. You've probably seen it. I'll show it to you also for those who haven't seen it. But he'll play like back to back next to each other. Blair plagiarizing and like literally just saying the words that he said. Let me pull that up real quick.
Did you see that Oz like kind of like was able to keep his house? I don't know. On whatever stage of
I saw
litigation.
I basically saw the like the headlines, but I didn't.
Got it. I think I watched a couple of the video streams. I guess he was trying to do extra streams to like fundraise for Yeah, because I guess she was trying to have his house foreclosed on by Christmas. Like she presented that paperwork.
Yeah, I remember.
And so he was like posting like, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm going to like, so he started streaming. And then I think he was trying to do like a 24-hour stream to raise up like, I think his goal was 15K. And he was like, he expected to only get like maybe 3. Like he just was trying to do whatever he could.
Yeah.
But then I think within like the first like few hours, he raised more than that money.
That's
so
amazing.
he didn't have to do a 24-hour stream.
Oh, I love that.
He did a pretty long stream, but he didn't do 24 hours. And I think too, by the end of it, he raised like, I'm spitballing numbers here, but it was like between 30 and 45K.
Wow.
Which was like way more than enough. And he gets to keep his house and he doesn't
That's great.
worry about like her taking it away from him on Christmas time and
that's
stuff
amazing.
Like that.
That makes me so happy.
It's one battle won, but like there's
one
more.
of many. Yeah. He won a battle, but not the war. Anyway, so this video, I'm sure you've seen it because a lot of the other drama channels that talked about the Illuminati situation basically ripped it from Twitter that HBomberGuy made and put it in their videos, like as proof.
Okay.
So, I mean, there kind of was plagiarism there in that way also, but like, I can understand, like, at least people should have like sourced it and been like, I found this video from HBomberGuy on Twitter, but like a lot of people didn't do that. So that kind of like goes against like, that's like another part.
It's like contradicting,
but
like you guys are trying to like
put
out this plagiarism.
Right.
You're not crediting the guy that.
Right. Yeah. I'll show it to you. You've probably seen it. But for anyone who has not seen it.
There was a joint inventor on these products, a man named Hugh Freudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial. In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
I remember pausing and thinking, haven't I heard this exact sentence before?
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
Kind of coincidental with your video too. Like
That's why I really wanted to talk about this because we'll definitely get to that. But there's other parts here that I want to show you because so this HBomberGuy is the one who came out with that original like, hey guys, like Blair is saying that people are copying her, but like I know that she copies other things.
Right.
Plagiarizes.
They're just asking for editing effects and she's like actually copying and plagiarizing.
Yeah. And honestly, like having been editing videos for a while, like it's not a big deal. Like these are like not necessarily open source. Like most of them are like behind a paywall on like certain platforms and stuff, but like anyone can use them and download them. Like it's not like the highlight effect and the...
Well, yeah, you didn't invent that.
Yeah. The people who are using that, they're using it from someone else who made it. Right. So it's, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Blair's editor like made their own or something like that. But like the reason it's so common is because anyone can just go download that effect basically and download a template. It's wild. But anyway, he did the research and found like a lot more.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine
and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
And made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribing controlled drugs.
Professor Freudenberg has long been controversial.
Hugh Freudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial. And more still, nurses were leaving saying they don't like what's being done.
Nurses were leaving and saying they didn't like what was being done to these children.
It needed 3 people to hold these kids down
in some cases, just to have blood taken. I feel very sorry for the children who I feel were being abused.
Oh my God.
Chadwick said he had hoped the ordeal, when it hit the news, would die its own death.
It includes injecting mice with measles virus.
He injected mice with measles,
extracting their white blood cells.
Extracted their white blood cells and injected the stuff into pregnant goats.
Wow.
Right? And listen, I think we get the point from watching that, but there is like, I mean, this part of the video goes on for like 20 minutes or some shit, maybe even longer. There's more. He goes into the Fire Festival video that she did, and he starts off by saying like, it looked really good actually. It seemed really well researched until I watched the Netflix documentary on the Fire Festival, and he realized it was the same shit. Like she was reading word for word what other people had said. And at one point she blurs out the source that the original documentary put in. They took someone's Instagram video or their Instagram live or something, and the original documentary, like, put their Instagram handles in the corner. Yeah. In Blair's video, she fucking blurted out. Why?
Yeah.
Why, dude? Like, that's so wild.
It's, well, because we know now with her, like, she's not very involved with the creation of any of these, right?
Not even at all.
She doesn't do the research. Right. She doesn't do the editing. She just does the voice. So is her team just giving her, like, the plagiarist version and she's just reading it? Or maybe are they expecting her to, like, transform it and she doesn't?
No.
You know? So
no. And there's more to that, too.
What's that disconnect?
I've been told that, and I think this is pretty obvious, so maybe it's okay that I can say this, but I've been told that, so, like, she has a team of writers and researchers, right? There's, like, I think she has 6 of them, maybe. She puts out, 3 to 4 videos a week or something like that, and they're all, like, research pieces. Like, when I do that, it takes me, by myself, a month. A fucking month to do it.
And then she's like, spitting out videos every day.
She is a content mill, a content factory, basically. So she has the team, and she has very high expectations of these people. Like, literally, like, a video every 2 weeks. So if she has 6 writers and editors or whatever it was, and she puts out 3 videos a week, that means every week, if one person is assigned to one topic, they have 2 weeks to churn that shit out. That is a lot of work. So basically, she's putting these high expectations up, basically being like, you got 2 weeks to get me a research piece. Like, let's go. Like 2 weeks to get it edited, to be written, researched, everything. That is so much fucking work, to the point where if they, like, fail to deliver on time, I've been told, like, this is hearsay. So, like, I don't have anything to prove this. This is just what I've been told. I've been told that Blair will cut their pay by, like, 50% or some shit.
Not shocked.
Yeah. No, it's not shocking.
Really done to these other people.
It's not shocking at all. But, like, the thing is that, and this is why when like, it took me so long to talk about my shit being plagiarized by Blair also, because to me, I was like, well, it's not technically Blair doing these things. It's her writer. Like, it was her writer who snuck into the Facebook group. It was her writer who was emailing people. It was like, blah, blah. So I didn't want to, like, speak out against Blair.
To the extent that we know that she's not involved, except for her voice, is she even aware that she's been plagiarizing? Do we know that she knows that until now? Like,
I mean, she certainly knows now.
She probably obviously knows now, but what if she didn't? Like, what if she's just, like, getting these pieces?
Right.
Like, all right, whatever. Like,
I feel like she has to know.
Yeah.
She had to have known the whole time, but she never, like, she never cared enough or wanted to take the time to find out, like, what extent things were being plagiarized, is what my opinion is. I think that she is absolutely at fault for all of this, even if it's her researchers and her writers doing the original plagiarism. It's because she's allegedly putting them under so much stress, putting so high expectations, and, like, being, like, giving them crazy deadlines that are really hard to meet. And so the writers are like, well, I want to keep my job and my livelihood. Like, I need this money to survive. Yeah. So
they probably find these docs and, like, maybe, transcript or copy the captions or whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Slap it all together, send her B-roll, throw it all, and then maybe she doesn't know.
It's not like she's like, I don't know. But in my opinion, I don't think she's going and being like, you need to watch this documentary and, like, you need to go plagiarize this person. Like, she's not directing these people to do it specifically, but she's creating an environment where it's pretty much necessary if these people want to keep their jobs. And that's not okay. That doesn't make it okay on either side. But, like, the blame ultimately, in my opinion, it comes from the top, because Blair's the one who's domineering down on everyone else, being like, you must create this content for me in this amount of time, or else I'll cut your pay.
I wonder too if she's even like, I'm gonna do a video on Fire Festival. Give me information. Like, is it even that?
She even does that.
It's just like, hey, I need some topics, and the team is just like, this documentary happened.
Yeah.
In this anti-MLM, this thing happened.
It's so fascinating with HBomberGuy because he made his anti-vax video like 2 years ago, maybe even longer. Oh, you know what? Let me look it up. It says 2 years ago. He knew all this information. He knew Blair was plagiarizing shit, and he just sat on it until he knew he could, like, destroy her with it. And I think that's so, like, well played. Very well played. Like, he didn't go out of his way to start, like, to start the drama. He waited. I think he just knew, like, this bitch is going to get taken down, like, eventually, you know?
Clearly copying.
Yeah, like, and the moment it did, the moment Legal was like, Blair says we're copying her, we're not. Or I guess it was the other way around. Blair was like, Legal's copying me. That's when he saw his opportunity. He's like, actually, Blair, please allow me to show you how you copy other people. Yeah. And that's really what got so much of it snowballing. That's what, like, got Madison brought into the whole situation from Cruel World, Happy Mind. Like, because she had a whole controversy with Blair a few years prior for the same thing. So, and then that's why I ended up speaking out. But then meanwhile, you've got HBomberGuy sitting on this like, oh yeah, she's been copying shit forever. like, here's all the things that I know about. And it's like, thank you. Like, he did such a good job. But the reason he even knew about it in the first place is because he was doing a video about the same thing at the same time. And she had just put out a video first. And so he had been, like, recently, it was fresh in his mind because he was researching and watching the same documentaries that she/her researchers were. And it clicked in his mind, like, wait a minute, like, I've heard this. Like, I've heard that.
He's like actually watched the documentaries.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He's like, he was watching it, and then like he said he had Blair's video on in the background, and was like, I think he was building a bookcase or something. Like, he just had it as background noise, and like it just like ding, like a little light bulb went off in his head, and he's like, wait a minute. I literally have just heard that because he was researching the same thing. So it's like by chance that he noticed that she was plagiarizing because he happened to be researching the same shit as she was posting videos about. It's crazy. I know! But it's like, it's just a perfect storm against Blair, and I fucking love it. Another thing he brings up are those fucking paste bins that she puts her sources on. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've heard, is it like a link of her sources and they don't work, right?
Sometimes they don't work. So I think she uses a website called Pastebin, although maybe she uses other ones sometimes. I don't know. But it's literally like, so she can post one link in her description to be like, here's all my sources. And then you click on it and it'll just bring you to a huge list of sources.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting. And that's why I wanted to talk about this because like HBomberGuy brings that up and he literally is like, This is the extent of how Blair cites her sources. And he's like, and that makes it okay, right? Like sarcastically being like, that must be what Blair thinks. So like when I had my first issue with her with the Black Oxygen Organics thing, that's what she fucking did. Like and it wasn't even me. She didn't even give me a part in her fucking paste bin. Like all she did was copy and paste the link to the Facebook group that we had all been researching from, which is a private Facebook group. Yeah. So like no one can go right. Source, yeah, but even if they wanted to, they'd have to dig for it because she put it in this paste bin full of like a shitload of other sources that aren't organized. They're not labeled. It's just a list of links. And it's like, and even then I couldn't even get a link in there. Like she very obviously in Madison's video. And she cut a lot of this out, too, because at one point, it was like 6:30 in the morning. Madison texts me while she's working on the Illuminaughtii video that she's making. And she's like, I have to show you this. She's like, she basically did what HBomberGuy did and like kind of was editing.
Spliced you guys together kind of thing?
She did that in her video.
I remember that. But
she did cut out some of them. And I remember my jaw was on the fucking floor when she, like, I'm like, 6:30 in the morning. She's like, I've been up editing all night or whatever. I'm just like, I'm like, okay, like, do you want to call me? Like, what? She's like, yeah, let me call you. So she just plays what she had edited back and forth. And it was like, just jaw-dropping the same fucking shit. Like, she was quoting me word for word. And Madison didn't even show all of it. I remember hearing, there was one specifically, I don't remember if she put it in the video or not, but it was something that was so fucking obvious that she got from me.
And what's that? Practically catty corner to the bog? Yeah, that would be a landfill.
These products are made from a soil that is right next to a landfill. As a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not a scientist or a biologist.
And full disclosure, I'm not a scientist or a biologist or a chemist or any of that.
Fulvic acid is apparently a humic substance, which means it's a naturally occurring compound found in soils, compost, marine sediments, and even sewage.
Fulvic acid, which is a naturally occurring substance found in soils, compost, marine sediments, and sewage.
Like that like I had written in my own words. It was like my opinion.
Well, just like when we just watched those clips.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's
the same fucking
you say it, she says the exact
same fucking shit, man. I was flabbergasted.
It's the same way the sentence flows.
You know what else is wild too? I don't remember who it was who messaged me recently. It was like someone I talk to on Instagram regularly. I just can't really remember who it was. So I sorry for not remembering who sent it to me. But someone said that they went through and watched her Gary Young videos. And they were like, yeah, she did the same thing. She's like, she literally just took your deep dive on Gary Young and split it into 2 parts. And they're like, but she copied all of it from you.
Oh my God.
I know.
And then has the audacity to be like, I was the only one doing this content. Like, I didn't know there was.
She used a clip of me in one of her Gary Young videos.
So it's like,
and I didn't know because she didn't link me. Like, because on YouTube, like, you can mention creators.
Copywriter.
No, but like, you can mention creators. And the creator will get a notification that's like, so-and-so mentioned you in a video.
Oh, okay.
And then like, I didn't get that. That's why I didn't know that I was even, because I didn't consume her content regularly. Mm-hmm. So like, I didn't know. And now like, I recently had someone tell me like, oh yeah, she totally copied your Gary Young video too. Allegedly. But like, I mean, come on. Yeah. I have 2 instances where it's very obvious that she did that to me with Black Oxygen Organics and Olive Tree People. It doesn't surprise me that my video about Gary Young that I made that has like 200,000 views or some shit ended up being the source of all of her material.
Right.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about that HBomberGuy brings up is that multiple videos of hers have 2 or more sponsorships per video. This is wild to me. Because when I like negotiate with sponsors, and maybe it's because, you know, Blair is a lot bigger than me, but like they are very specific, like you can't show any other brands in this video like the contracts you sign, a lot of them are like, don't mention any other brands in this video. Like the only brand you're allowed to mention is ours, or well, they'll have guidelines or something like that. For Blair to be able to get away with just like having like a whole chunk, like 5 minutes of her video, like 2-3 sponsorships, and the size of her channel, like she had like almost 2 million subscribers. Dude, I don't think people understand that like, yeah, ad revenue is a big part of YouTuber income, but sponsorships probably make up when you're that big.
I feel like from what I've heard, because I obviously don't know, but from what I've heard, it seems like sponsorships outpace the ads.
Mm-hmm. Once you get to a certain point,
you know, once you get up there, it's like, it's all about the sponsors.
Yeah. For me right now, that's not the case.
It seems like a lot of her team are underpaid. Mm-hmm. They're kind of almost exploited for the role that they're providing for her channel comparatively to other people. Like, you know, she propositioned, what was it? Wonderstruck 50K, which is fine, but it's like.
Right. To really put it into perspective, like when HBomberGuy mentioned that, I'm like, holy shit. Like, I know one sponsor per video can be a nice supplement to income. If you have multiple sponsorships per video, you put out 3 videos a week. Yeah. She's making so much fucking, like, was making so much
9 sponsorships a week, basically, you know. Like
that's crazy. And
like a handful of sponsorships per week.
And to like, because usually sponsors will want you to guarantee a view count. Okay. So for me, like, for example, I'm generally like doing a view count guarantee in 30 days of between 40 to 60,000 views. With Blair, she was regularly getting hundreds of thousands every single video. Yeah. And knowing how much I get paid for a 40 to 60,000 guarantee, dude, no, she was making so much fucking money. It's wild. And then like just the whole thing with the contracts, I'm like, dude, she must have been like, she had her sponsors by the balls. If they were like willing to be like, yeah, we'll pay you this money, we'll go in this video, and we're totally fine if you put another sponsor in the same video. Right. Like, that's just unheard of in my experience. Like, that's the thing that sponsors generally tell me not to do.
Really? So, well, I know, like, I mean, H3, they do set the sponsors in each show.
True. So, like, so once you get to a higher...
But they're huge.
Yeah, they've got almost 4 million.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think at a certain point, the sponsors are willing to go through with that. But maybe they pay less for that, though. If they know... I don't know. I also
when you get up there, let us know.
Yeah, right. I also do know that once you get to a certain point, and I've heard this from sources that have a lot more subscribers than me, I've been told personally that once you get to a certain point, you have so many offers coming in for sponsorships that it ends up being like kind of like an auction. Like they will bid on your channel. Like sponsors will go into bidding wars on your channel. And then, like, you take the highest bidder, basically.
Let's
so
get that.
I know. I know. I'm like, when do I get
obviously
that?
the morally highest bidder. Let's, because some of the companies are either pushing, not all, actually most of them are pretty good, but like some of the companies either push like a not great product, or they're like the whole drama with the BetterHelp was one of them. That still is one of them.
Yeah.
That's a deep dive I want to do.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. You're gonna talk about the royal, like
yes, established titles.
Yes, yeah. Another funny thing is that I've been getting comments on my channel over the past like 2 days of people who are like, I found your channel through a Reddit thread talking about the HBomberGuy video. Yeah, like I've gotten multiple comments.
Wow.
I'm like, hell yeah, like that's what's up. Because I guess on the Reddit thread, people are also posting like, oh, she also plagiarized these people, probably like Cruel World, Happy Mind, and me. And
Evangelina just posted a video.
Oh shit! When?
It was 33 minutes ago.
Wow.
Illuminaughtii is losing everything.
Wow.
Oh yeah, too. While we were recapping a little bit, like even Colleen Ballinger, she's still just posting away.
I haven't even checked.
Yeah, I went before I came over. I went to her channel real quick just to see like what
she's up to.
It's vlogs pretty much every day, and she started posting like a bunch of her old vlogs, like when she was taking her talent. So like,
no way, exactly what you said she was going to do.
Exactly. So it's like she really wasn't taking a break. She was like on a pause, and she was preparing for when she came back.
She was like loading up on content to post when she comes back. And so, how are the views doing?
I think they're around 70, 80. Like it's
too much.
So annoying.
That's too much.
Annoying. And then I got clickbait. She had a clickbait one, and it was called like my final Miranda shows or something. So I clicked it because I was like, all right, what's she gonna talk about?
Yeah.
It was such a clickbait. I was so pissed.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah. Because I just skimmed through it real quick, and then I went to like the most replayed parts, and then she finally talks about it. She's like, oh yeah, here's footage from my last few Miranda shows.
Yeah, so it's not like these are my final ones. So like these are footage from the last
she's like, yeah, and she was like, I normally post them as a vlog, but like I wasn't posting vlogs at the time, so here they are. And I'm like, you clickbaiting piece of shit. Like it was right at the end too.
Listen,
it's at the end of the video, so you have to get to the end to watch it. It's so annoying and performative.
I know, it's super annoying. But as a career YouTuber, I do understand how clickbait does play its way into what we do.
I mean, yeah, because
but like, there's a more socially acceptable way to do it, and then there's that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like when I do listen, I'm a YouTuber. I clickbait. I will clickbait. However, I'm not gonna like say that something's in a video when it's totally not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, or make something sound like it's something that it's not. Mm-hmm. Like, I will use selective words to make it sound like really interesting to get people to click on it, because that's the whole point of YouTube. Hello. But to literally go on there and be like, I'm going to make people think this is something that it's totally not. Right. That's when it gets like totally socially unacceptable.
Yeah. Right. Of course, that video got like an extra 100K views. So like
of course. You know. And like 100,000 views in ad revenue.
Yeah.
Please, dude, please. I mean, that's probably at least like $1,000 just for that extra 100, probably more.
Yeah,
probably more than that. Like she's definitely paying off that chicken coop, I tell you what. Anyway, that's basically all I have about the Illuminaughtii situation on HBomberGuy's video. Again, it's a fabulous video. Highly recommend watching it. He really outdid himself with the research. It's wild. So good for him. I'm glad his video is doing really well. It's well deserved. How's her videos doing these days?
We'll check. Let's do a recap. Let's see. She's still posting videos. 32 to 45. So it's a little bit better since last time.
Yeah.
I think they were like, 10 to 20.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit higher.
And I wonder if maybe she got an influx in views because of the HBomberGuy video. People maybe who had never heard of her before, like ended up being like, oh, what's going on here?
Comments are turned off. I wanted to see the comments on her video.
She turned them off?
Yeah, so this is her latest video. How Deal Dash makes money off you. Comments are turned off.
Did she just turn them off on her whole channel?
Yeah.
She must
have. Let's go back.
Yeah, go back.
Marilyn Monroe. comments are turned off.
Oh my
so like
God.
everything on
Go to her most popular video ever. Oh, Autism Speaks. That might be turned off anyway because there was
Comments
controversy. Okay, look at a different one. there was controversy with her Autism Speaks video anyway.
This burger one.
Oh wait, no, that's a new one.
Comments are turned off.
That's
6 days ago.
Yeah, you have to click the popular button again.
Dang. Oh, okay. Aftermath of SeaWorld. 2.7 million views. Comments are turned off.
She just turned them off on her whole channel.
Yeah, so comment. So is it Pastebin?
Mm-hmm.
This is where...
Yep. Just a list of links that are not organized.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what she did all the time. It's wild. Oh, you know what else is funny too? That he pointed out about the Fire Festival plagiarizing that she did. Well, there was like a Hulu documentary about it too, apparently. Mm-hmm. And in the paste bin, she didn't post like hulu.com/blah, blah, blah. She posted fucking 123go.com, which is a piracy website. So like, she used the link to the piracy website that she pirated the documentary from that she watched it on.
Yeah, comments are completely turned off on her entire channel.
It's so wild because it never, like, even like a few weeks ago, it wasn't. It must be in response to the HBomberGuy. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, probably that's why her recent videos.
Well, you can't vocally call her out for plagiarizing if you can't comment.
Exactly. But I think that's exactly why she turned them off, but also why her recent videos, her like 4 recent ones, have more views than the ones that came before. Because I really think that people are just straight up coming there. They were leaving a bunch of comments and stuff, and she had to turn them off. I can't believe she turned off comments. What the fuck?
I mean,
I can believe, but secret channel. What's that? Is that the channel about her dog? That's like the Pink Floyd album cover that she stole.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, she can't do anything original. What the hell? No. Anyway, that's the end of what I brought to the table this week.
Interesting. I'm always happy to continue this conversation of Illuminati and exposing her, and it needs to keep being talked about because she's literally just trying to continue on as if nothing ever happened.
It's so justifying, too. To hear, like, every time she gets called out for plagiarism, I feel even that much more justified.
Yeah, I'm glad. Because I remember when it first, and that was before we really knew everything, too. Mm-hmm. I was like, fucking call her out.
I probably should have, like, looking back, I probably should have called her out the moment that it happened. But that's because, like, I didn't want to be the only one being like, she copied me. Because at that time, it felt like it would have just been, like, schoolyard, like, playground, like, bullying. Like, you copied me. But, like, it's not that. It's, like, it's way worse than any of us ever expected that it was. So I wish I had called her out sooner, but it's justification now. Yeah. I'm glad that I did.
Everything comes out when it needs to come out. So...
Yeah.
So it's good.
For sure.
Because I don't think even to, like, when that did happen to you, her story, like, really wasn't even on, like, she didn't do all this stuff with sad milk. I mean, she did, but, like, it wasn't out. None of that stuff was out there yet.
Yeah, when it all happened, I didn't even consider.
Yeah, it was just like, someone being shitty.
I was just mad. Like, at that point, I was just mad. I was just like, really? She's not going to credit me? And then, like, I just stayed quiet about it for, like, a year and a half until it was relevant, I guess. But anyway, I'm glad people are speaking out finally. I'm glad HBomberGuy has a video that has almost 8.5 million views calling her out. Yeah. So that's amazing.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what else we got?
So, I mean, we didn't, like I said, there wasn't really much to talk about. Mm-hmm. The bigger topic that I want to talk about is Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson. Mm-hmm. That's been a discussion going around on the internet. Yeah. Presented by Trish herself on her podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't even watched any of the clips. I just know that she, like, all the headlines are basically like, Trish forgives Shane Dawson. Yeah. And I know it stems from how she's pregnant again.
She is. So congratulations.
Congratulations. I know that she wanted this.
Baby Elvis.
Oh, yeah. Elvis. Yeah. Malibu and Elvis.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Good for her, I guess. But also because Shane and Ryland are expecting parents right now.
Yeah. So in the first podcast episode, but she did her initial podcast where she talked about Shane and Ryland, and basically her sentiment behind that was like, she's ready to forgive and she doesn't even remember like all the bad shit anymore because it doesn't matter. She's a mom now. And she says that like basically being a parent changes you. So like she thinks that they're going to change. And it's like, Trish, they're not parents yet. So like they haven't changed yet.
First of all, they're not. But like, didn't they get married though? Shane and Ryland did end up getting married, right?
They just went to like a courthouse.
Right. So. Like they didn't have the big extravagant wedding and stuff. No. But like they at least like, I don't know, did that. But I don't know. Like obviously as a parent, I have absolutely changed as a person. Since I had first child.
I completely agree that.
However, it doesn't change everybody. It doesn't. Yeah. Like some people, like I know people personally, like people I've worked with and shit in the past that I'm like, they literally will get pregnant and be like, I'm just hoping that this will fix my relationship or this will make me be more like reined in or whatever. Yeah. Fucking never does. Never does. Like scary for people who like have kids for that reason. And I know that's not what Trish and Shane and Ryland are doing. I mean, I don't want to say I know that because I don't know them personally, but I don't think that's the case.
Right.
My point is like some people will have kids and keep living like they don't. And that's really fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like to be a responsible parent, you need to change. Like you need to turn into somebody who's more attentive to things other than yourself. Like you have to end up being a provider for someone else that's not you. So like a lot of people have a hard time with that. Yeah.
Because she blames the fallout because she went on a podcast and like talk shit. But the podcast was fucking frenemies. Like she she went on frenemies and like just was like denounced
and then after that
and then went on TikTok and then
that's right.
And then she did the I believe frenemies now was what like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago
like
now.
Ancient history.
I know. And then she went on his podcast about a year ago now because the video is about 11 months, 12 months old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she went on his podcast about a year ago from today and then like was basically like, we're not friends.
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah.
Whatever,
yeah.
You know?
Okay. I do remember seeing that clip.
And now she's kind of rolling around. But anyways, let's get to the first clip.
Shane and Ryland are moving back to LA to have their twins.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah. Wait. Oh. Yeah. They moving?
When they're pregnant? I didn't know.
How does she not know?
That's what I'm saying. Because like when I was reacting and I was watching other people react, they're like, "Come on! Like, how do you not know?" Like,
right? Like, I mean,
no. Okay, go. No. This is Trisha who would hate watch the Vlog Squad.
Yeah.
She likes. Yeah. She's confessed to like hate watching all the people who have wronged her in her life or had falling outs. Yeah. Even her first boyfriend, that one that she like basically tried to tell after they broke up, she told everyone on her platform that he was gay. At least frenemies era, so that's 2 years ago now. So maybe she's changed since that. I'm not saying, but whatever. But even like in that era, she was even like, yeah, I still keep up with all these people just to like know what's going on with their life, see where they're at, blah blah blah. And she likes hate watching the people she hates. She likes it. So for me, it's just like, how did you not know that they had kids coming? Because that's literally the only fucking thing they talk about.
Exactly.
It's like so regurgitated on their goddamn channel whenever they post anything.
But like also like the drama channels have talked about it. And stuff.
It's
like,
and you know what's going on in the drama channel.
There's
like,
no way she doesn't know.
That's what I'm starting to get like weird vibes again from her.
It comes and goes.
It does. Because what happens is I feel like this is kind of like a pattern. She kind of gets like severely canceled for whatever the hell reason, and then she goes into like this like I'm in my own lane, humble, whatever, and then whenever a
controversy,
a redemption arc, she's had a lot, which is weird.
I know
a redemption arc comes back around, and then she kind of gets like too high on her horse and starts like saying whatever the hell she gets comfortable saying whatever she wants to say, and then she gets canceled again. So I think she's kind of like coming up into that high horse where she's like comfortable possibly lying again and like whatever. Because I really find it hard to believe that she had no idea that Shane and Ryland were like having kids.
Way. There's no way she didn't know.
That's like that's like the one trick pony at their shows or at their channel. When you go to Ryland's channel, it's big baby update or update with a new baby, something with the baby, whatever. It's like it's all they talk about. He's got the podcast. I'm sure it's mentioned there too. But
she's got like creator friends and stuff who probably know this. Like someone in her life had to have known and mentioned it to her at least once. Yeah. And how do you forget that kind of news? I guess you know. Like
it's like So I have a hard time believing it. And then when I've been watching very recent clips, like within her own podcast, clips of her on the other podcast, like she just seems like she's kind of going back into that. Like I've got the high ground as far as on my redemption arc, she can kind of just do whatever the hell she wants, which is I've always wanted her to be a good person and do well. I always had that soft spot for her. But like, come on, don't fall back into old patterns.
And I think maybe it's because she's got kids now too, or a kid and one on the way. Like, it makes me want more for her. I want her to be a better person.
Yeah.
For the sake of raising children, I guess. So.
Wait. What happened?
They're moving back down.
Twins?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Wait, are you serious?
Tea.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Even the co-host is like, what?
Maybe she didn't. Okay, benefit of the doubt. Maybe she knew they were pregnant but didn't know they were having twins.
She literally just said, oh my god, they're pregnant?
Well,
oh
yeah.
My god, they're having twins?
You're right. She did say that, yeah.
Did they make an announcement? I did not know this.
Twins are moving back to LA.
Where's the announcement photo?
I know.
There is one. They have like the little booties. I saw it.
Yeah, I don't follow on.
I don't either, so I don't follow them.
Yeah.
I still saw them. See, that's the thing. I don't even follow them, and I still saw the picture. Like, it's a picture of Shane and Ryland, and they both have a little pair of little baby booties.
Yeah.
All right, well, good for them. Happy for them.
But yeah, they're having twins, so they moved back
dads.
to LA. And then
Wait, are the twins here?
No, they're not. They're almost here soon.
Like when?
I think
Oh my
relatively
God.
within the next month
Do
or
I
two.
send a gift? Or no?
That's what I was trying to ask you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to see that because I wouldn't expect you to like, make the first move or anything. But what if they came to you? I don't know. Just because also like parenthood, I feel like just changes everyone. So
Definitely that. And I know for me, and I've gotten in trouble saying this before, like I forget so many things because it's like life now is so different. And so that doesn't take away like if I've like hurt somebody or like hurt their feelings or whatever. And like honestly, like I really have to think about the situation. Like I kind of know for me what was like the hurtful part that like where I was like, I'm over this friendship. But even when I think about that, I'm like, and maybe they perceive it a totally different way. Maybe they think that I really betrayed them or something. I don't know what it is. But it's like anything though. It's like even when I said, we can say it's whatever, it's fine, whatever. Like when I said the thing about Jeffrey where I was like, I forgot, it's like, obviously I don't forget, but it's like, it's so not a part of my like life. And it's something that I don't even think about because it's like my life now and who I am now is so different.
If you're watching this on YouTube, the camera died, so I switched to my phone. So that's probably why things look different. Anyway, the whole conversation is like, is there like, hey Trish, are you gonna be friends with them again? But like, also she did say some pretty like awful things about Shane and Ryland. It's like they have to forgive her too.
Yeah,
like it's not just a one-sided thing.
That's the thing. That's kind of like why I'm positing too, is because she, especially in the frenemies era, she was fucking trashing on everyone. The Vlog Squad, Jason Nash specifically, Jeffree Star, Shane Ryland, and the D'Amelios, anyone who crossed her path, James Charles, she had shit to say. So it's just like I'm glad you moved on from it. Yes, these are all shitty people, but like you still like wronged them.
Yeah.
And it's like
and
it's
you
kind
being
of
pregnant again doesn't absolve you of
right.
that.
It's kind of diminishing to be like, oh, I'm a mom now, so whatever. Like, water under the bridge.
And it's not only on her too. It's like it's also like we were saying earlier. Like just because Shane and Ryland are having babies doesn't make them different people either. Like they might not be different people.
From what I've seen, they seem the fucking same to me. But obviously, the kids aren't even here yet, so you haven't gone through like the parent changes.
Right. And guess what? The parent changes that everyone basically expects from having children involve like not talking to your friend, like not having a huge friend group anymore and like being more of a homebody and like family oriented. The whole thing is like really, it's odd. Like, why are we talking about this? Like she's talking about it very one-sidedly.
Yeah.
Not to defend Shane and Ryland because like fuck them too. They suck.
Yeah.
But like I feel like this is a really unrealistic, like, situation that they're discussing right now.
I think that's why I'm so comfortable talking about, like, anything like Shane or David or any stuff like that, because it's so far removed from who I am now. So it's like this thing. And Shane, like, oh my God, like, I loved Shane so much. And obviously the aftermath of the falling out or whatever is hearing stuff. Oh, he talked about you, talk shit. And it's like, when you're young and like, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. It's like,
when you're young, you were in your 30s still. Like,
okay. And the other thing is, she too, in one of the other podcast clips, we'll probably see where she's like, "Oh, she was the one person I never talked bad about," like, which is sad because like he was behind the scenes, calling you crazy, saying, when she had her beef with Gabby Hanna, what the main trigger about the Gabby Hanna beef was because Gabby decided to text Jason Nash when they were dating and say, "Hey, I heard Trisha has her feet.
Yeah.
I would just want to know, blah blah blah." Guess who told Gabby Hanna that?
Shane.
Yeah. So it's like, and that caused her so many like months of turmoil and anguish and like just bad blood between her and Gabby that they were feuding so heavily over something Shane did to you. It's like, you not remember it? Like,
wasn't Shane friends with Gabby also?
Yeah,
he was. I remember. Did they like collab or something?
They used to, when he was doing, I think, the food stuff.
Like maybe back in the day when I was like, she wants to talk about being young. It's like when I was in my early 20s or my teens or something like that, maybe I would be willing to be like, I'll give you a second chance. But it's like, I'm in my 30s now. And like, to me, I'm like, there's a one shot. You get one fucking shot with me. And if you fuck me over, I'm not coming back. I will not come crawling back. Yeah, exactly.
I already go text my friends back already.
Listen, like, I don't have time for that shit anymore. That's the kind of stuff that being a parent changes about you, because you no longer care about your huge social circle anymore. It's like you're more oriented on your family and stuff. And it's like, if one person's gonna fuck you over one time, it's like, why am I even dealing with this? Like, I'm not gonna fucking deal with this anymore. Bye. You cut them off and I move on. Like, I don't have an issue with cutting people off if they fuck me over. Yeah. So like, people in their mid-30s like this right now, Trisha and Shane, neither of them should try to pursue a relationship with the other. It's just because like, oh, well, we have kids now.
Well, too, it's just like, maybe wait at least another year so that way he can go through the steps of parenthood at least and maybe see those changes. Like, you're
sure.
I'm just rushing into this.
To me, it's like it's a double-edged sword, because like, if he does change the way a parenthood should change you, then he's not even going to want to see Trisha. He's going to want to do family shit. And if he does come around and be like, yes, Trisha, let's hang out, then to me that sounds like he hasn't changed.
So we'll see. That's what I'm saying. We haven't seen really, and I haven't really done extensive research into this. Maybe I should have, but we haven't seen really like Shane's side of the reaction. But basically, we'll watch a little bit more, but this is a big segment, and then I'll kind of summarize the rest.
But again, like, I think it changes you. One, age changes you so much. Like, just aging, you're just like, oh my God. When I think about all the time I've wasted, like, making fun of people's like videos and stuff like that, like, it was weird. It's weird energy to put out there because it was coming back to me. I don't know. It's all weird. I loved Shane. I think for me, that was like the hardest, because also my thing that ended like our friendship, I guess you could say, it wasn't really necessarily to do with Shane directly. So it's kind of like, it was just hard to like lose that, because it's the one person I never talked about was Shane. The one person who I thought will be in my life forever is Shane. The one person I was like, this person has my back, who really has loved me through all my cancellations, was like there for me, told me like everything's gonna be okay, was the first guest on my first solo podcast. Like, just anytime I needed him in a vlog or anything, like, he would like show up. So it's like,
which is interesting, because when we go to the next that Zach guy's podcast, she's literally like, I knew he definitely wasn't a true friend, because anytime I had like actual monuments in my career where I was getting awards, or if I had a show, like, he would never go. So it's like, he didn't show up. It's been exposed now too, since the Frenemy days, that he would gas her up before those Frenemy episodes, because she would go on and start fucking going crazy about James Charles and like whatever it was, because she had a very one-sided hatred for James Charles. Granted, he is a shitty person, but he's never done anything specific to Trisha or anything that she's been involved with. But because of the whole Shane and James Charles things, Trisha's a ride or die. So she was like outspoken, like coming for him.
Yeah, Shane definitely used her as a mouthpiece.
For sure.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's in her best interest, because while she was friends with Shane, that's when she was really getting canceled a lot.
Yeah.
And
that's when she was her arguably most toxic time for her, when she was being the most toxic.
I think about this a lot, and maybe not like all the time now, but it was for a minute where I was like, oh, if he emailed me, like around the wedding or something like that, I thought, oh, should I invite him and stuff like that, because it's like he was such a big part of my life. But I feel like too much time has passed, if that makes sense. Like, too much has shifted, everything has changed, and because my life is on such a good trajectory now, it's like, do I go back? Do they want that? Do you know what I mean? There's toxic, there's toxicity that was happened in the past. Can you truly forget it and move on? I know, like, I could, but being an overthinker, I would just think like, oh, maybe they can't. Maybe they still have some sort of resentment towards me. Maybe they still look at me side eye.
They probably should. She has a very romanticized view of all this.
That's the thing. Is that is the thing, because she still kind of wants to like be back in love with this like idea of him going with this ride or die friendship, when it never was that. We can say that she has grown with the last couple of years, like you can see it.
Yeah.
But like, from when I revisit Shane recently, he's mentally not progressed in any capacity.
Yeah.
Like it's really fascinating but weird to watch when you watch recent Shane Dawson, because he's literally mentally like still being like and a pick-me attention, obnoxious,
like he's still in his
trying to be a cute teenager, and you're like a fucking almost 40-year-old dude. Like,
he's trying to appeal to the younger audience.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should have played this first. This is 11 months ago. It's a clip. So this is her opinion on her relationship with Shane.
Are you still talking to Shane Dawson at all?
No, I haven't talked to him.
Did he not reach out over the birth of Malibu Barbie?
No, we haven't talked. Which is like, I mean, it's understandable. We didn't talk before that, so it's always that weird thing. But no, I think I was like really hurt by stuff. I don't really know how he feels because we never talked about it, but I was definitely hurt by some things. And again, I let things go. I'm very easy to forgive people. But I also know like I'm the problem in a lot of these things. So like I understand if people like are not willing to like forgive me. But yeah. And I also feel like, you stop talking to someone and it's like, that's just life. Like some people you're just not meant to talk to again. Sure. And maybe I'm like that one person who like I'll like always talk to someone and be cool with them. But I don't know. I also give people their space, especially when I'm like, if I'm the problem most of the time in my past relationships and friendships. So I usually just give people space and, if it comes around, it comes around. But I don't know. I don't know.
Do you feel like you lost anything in that friendship?
Yeah, I feel like every like relationship or friendship, you're like, damn, I kind of lost some, he lost a really good friend. I feel like Shane was like, we were really, really close. But sometimes there is just too much like bad blood. And it's just like, sometimes like past me was like, I wouldn't just like burn a bridge. I'd like burn the whole town down. You know what I mean? I'd just like make sure like it would like put like an atom bomb on it and like blow up everything. I used to be like really just that person. So, it's been, I understand. I lost a lot of friendships and probably some good ones, maybe some toxic ones, but like, yeah, it sucks. It kind of sucks, but.
Is there any part of you now that you're a mom, you can see those relationships and the burning of those towns through a different lens that maybe you want to go back and try to reconcile?
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. It's like, yeah, of course. Oh my God. Like I would, I've apologized to people and they've accepted it. I've apologized to people and they don't accept it. But it's like, I think it's more on like their time. Cause I feel like I have said it in like videos and stuff. Like if I feel bad about a situation or something, but I'll say it now. Anyone that I burn bridges with, like I like apologize for any of my wrongdoing because I know I was the problem. Like I said, like 99% of the time. I don't know the situation with us too. Like, I mean, I feel like it is relatively surface level, but maybe it's more deeper for them and stuff, which I respect too. But for me, I mean, most of the stuff is like surface level stuff. But
I think what we just watched was really genuine. Like, I think all those things that she was saying was genuine, but like, for some reason, a year later, she's like forgotten.
Well, that's the thing. Feelings. It's a year ago. So, like I said, it's that she went to that canceled state 2 years ago. Now the year ago is more of a like staying in her own lane, being humble, retrospective, and now she's back on her redemption, and she's starting to get more comfortable just saying whatever the fuck she wants to say.
Like, given all the shit that Shane has done, like it's wild because like Trisha's done some awful shit too, but like. It's easier to forgive Trish because it's kind of like, well, that's like part of her personality. Like we all expect those kind of like controversial takes from Trish. But like with Shane, he was fake. Mm-hmm. He was making it like everyone else is the drama. I'm not the drama. And then like behind the scenes, he was the one who was like the puppet master of all of it. Him and Jeffrey were. If she ends up like befriending Shane and Ryland again and like makes content with them and shit, I can't watch that. Yeah, and I have to stop supporting her.
Same. I mean, I don't frequent her podcast. I know it's popping and it's been going great. I only come in here for like little clips and stuff, and if there's anything relevant to talk about. But
I just feel like it is like not a good idea for her because she's in a place right now where it's like she's kind of not canceled right now.
That's the thing. So the Zach Sang show, it doesn't have like timestamps and I didn't record them, so it's my fault. So I'm just gonna kind of summarize it because I did watch the entire episode. Mm-hmm. He even said, he's like, you're kind of like booming as far as your relevancy right now. She's like, yeah, whatever, She talks about Colleen a little bit, and she's in this clip right now. She's just like, she's hella disturbed. Like there's folders of images of me on your phone. Like that's weird.
That is super weird.
Even just collecting and all that stuff. But she talks about, if he's down, like I'm down to be his friend again. So she's publicly extended the olive branch. It's just curious. We're curious to see on if he'll accept that, because Shane's not stupid either. He likes to pretend to be stupid, but like
he has a lot more to gain.
Exactly, which is why I think he'll do it. Yeah. But I think if I was putting myself in his shoes, he'd probably want to do it in like a tactful way that doesn't appear as though he needs her.
He'll fake it again.
Exactly. And it's mostly just to remind, like, not that Trisha's gonna watch this, but like, let's remember what he did. Trisha needs to remember what parts he played and the pain that he's caused her behind the scenes, like the stuff with Gabby Hammock, her relationship with Jason Nash, which that ended up her putting her in a mental hospital. It's like, you contributed baggage to that, dude. And it's like, also, let's look at the growth of Trisha from 2 years ago to now, 3 years ago to now. There is changes there. And let's look at Shane Dawson from then to now. He's regressed almost. And literally, honestly, it looks like he's gotten to more like this mental young character, cute, whatever the hell this was, because that's not. It's just so fake. And I don't think he's capable, to me at least, of being a genuine person. And
I don't think so either. Like, he's too far gone.
He's so consumed, which maybe this is who he is, because maybe I think it's a armchair psychology here, but like, I think it's like a very high case of like neurosis, where he is just so concerned about how he appears, and how he can control narratives, that he has to act and behave the way, and now that's who he is. He can't break that. And I think that's something that she hopefully is smart enough to recognize and steer clear from, because I know, like, the romanticized part of the relationship, like the stuff that really made her feel like good times. But like, if you think about her explanation of that, that's only her perspective. That's not what was happening. So it's like, dude.
And you know what, too? I bet that, like, and even though Shane will obviously, like, if he takes her back or whatever, he would obviously be like, yeah, I missed you so much, too. And, like, what we had was so special, but I doubt that he truly feels that way.
So let's say if Shane takes her back, Shane's going to take her back in a YouTube video to make money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, of course.
Let's throw that prediction out there, you know?
Fuck's sake. Of course he will.
That's pretty much all I had on that. And then I did start watching Alexa Nicholas. Do you know who that is?
Click on it. Oh, wait. Isn't this the Zoe 101?
Yeah, I've been watching her more, and she's been really awesome to watch.
Okay.
And it's somebody, like, new in the space that isn't, like, who's had her own experiences with, like, with bullying and all that kind of stuff, and predators and all that. She hasn't been involved in the YouTube space with that. So she's learning all the stuff that's going on with that and talking about it. And it's just interesting seeing that. And I'm glad that, I don't know if this seems like me in the video, but I just wanted to mention it because, like, I don't know, I've been enjoying her channel, and I enjoy that she's being a voice for predator people. And
yes, I know. I was watching Do We Know Them, and I know she's got like all this shit with Christy Carlson.
Yeah, you saw that.
It's so funny.
I was gonna talk about that too, but I was like, no, that's there.
Yeah. I'll let them know that.
But I have been watching that, and I'm like, dude, Christy Carlson Romano, fuck it.
She's fucking wild,
crazy. Did you ever watch her old vlogs when she was talking about the Shia LaBeouf did?
Yeah, and I remember feeling the same way, feeling like she was like using these situations like as clickbait.
I watched
to make up narratives that didn't actually happen or some shit like.
Well, I clicked because I watched it too. I was and I actually watched it on Facebook, so it was on Facebook.
What?
Her videos are like going crazy on because that's where I saw her vlogs. And that's where I watched it. And I remember, and I would watch it. I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of like so interesting and nice to like see her perspective. And then by the time I got to the end of it, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
This is like, nothing was really elaborated on about your guys' friendship, relationship, whatever.
The one with
Shia. It's so fucking weird that you're like walking and someone's like,
filming you. Can you imagine?
It's just, and is he walking backwards? Like,
dude, good point.
Yeah, like it was just weird. I'm like,
you walk a lot slower when you're walking backwards.
Yeah.
So like,
I didn't catch that at first. So I was like, oh, this is like really interesting. Like she's going on a nature scenic walk and she's like kind of like venting about her whatever her experience is. And like, I liked that. And then when I like kind of like started to like peel back, like really see what I was watching, I'm like, this is weird.
It's like, I mean, when you look at it, like Shia LaBeouf is like a huge star.
Yeah.
She kind of got left behind.
She did.
It's like, it was so, and I feel like I remember feeling the same way, being like, she's kind of just like talking this up just to sound relevant.
Yeah, like she was like,
but
I
like,
wonder why we're not close friends. Like, well, we never really were. So I'm like, okay,
why? Just say that. Don't make a 30-minute long video.
Like, yeah, we had such on-screen chemistry, but like, you know, we just after the show, we just stopped talking and like.
She's just like, okay, cool. I don't know. I never like said anything to anyone about me feeling that way because I was like, oh, it's Christy Carlson Romano. Like, she's a beloved like childhood star. Like, I can't like, I'm gonna seem like a bitch if I like come out with it. But yeah, no, I definitely felt that way watching it. I'm just like,
no, that was after that. I was like, yeah, I'm not.
But then she would post more videos about other Disney drama, and like it's the same thing every time. Like, oh, that was kind of all right. Well, maybe the next one will be better. And then at one point, I think she was doing like cooking videos or something, like cooking with Christy. I don't know.
She
those were shit.
She did, and she Radiant Brit. She scores a new video.
Oh, Radiant. Oh, I know who she is. She's covered me.
She does. That's how I found out who she was when you were going through the stuff with
Kimberly.
And EL too. We talked about that. She covered it too, and I watched it.
That's how I know who she is.
That was a long time ago.
I was just like, when you just like celebrated her, I was like, wait a minute.
Well, because she's still going and even like Adam McIntyre's like shouted her out. Like she's moving.
Was she like, should I like her or was she like anti me?
No, she was very much not anti you.
Okay, good. Then I like her. I didn't when there was that time in my life. I really you probably remember because like you were the one watching Emily Leah's videos and like reporting back to me, be like, she said this because like for my mental health, like I couldn't watch those things because first of all, it was just so fucking stupid, and she was just like trying. I don't know. I knew that video was coming, and like I knew she was just gonna try to like be relevant again and try to like she was naming me and shit. I'm like, I'm not getting into that. Like whatever. But Paulo will.
Yeah,
Paulo will watch it.
Yeah, that was tea for me.
It was tea for all of us, dude. But so I didn't watch Radiant Brit's video about it. I didn't watch what's that girl's name? Camilla something. I know she was covering it a lot. She gained relevance she was like interviewing Creepshow Art before she got canceled.
Oh God.
Yeah. So she also covered the me and Kimberly and Emily Leah situation. Yeah. Like I didn't watch any of those videos.
That's probably good.
For mental health.
Yeah, no, I totally see that, but I watched them.
But I watched other videos that Radio did. I actually, when I was walking to school with Sparrow, I walked her to school, from school, whatever. I had one of her videos playing. I don't remember what it was. It was something about like family vlogs or something. I don't know. I just recently watched it.
If you guys don't know Radiant Brit, like she's wonderful. And she basically is a commentary channel. She just commentates on like what we talk about, stuff that's going on in the space, different subgenres of YouTube. And she covered some drama that happened with Savannah in the anti-MLM community a couple of years ago. Yeah. And that's how I found her. And then I followed, or I subscribed to her back then.
Okay.
And then I still see her. She still pops up as she covers like Colin Ballinger, all this stuff. Even this video.
It's weird because like I like consumed her content through the years, but I always like was kind of unsure if I should like her because I know she covered me and knows who I am.
Yes.
But I didn't know because I didn't watch it. I didn't know if she was like critical of me or whatever. And I'm like,
from what I remember, because it's obviously been a couple of years, but I did watch that video and she didn't have anything. It was very clear what Emily was doing, and that's what she was calling out. Okay. I think she did mention, she's like, I think sometimes some people don't like Savannah's personality, but she's like, I think she's great. So it was,
sweet.
I remember something on that sentiment. I'm paraphrasing Barry, but I don't remember anything negative that she had anything.
Yes, because you wouldn't have followed her. Come on.
No, I would have been like,
you're one of the real ones.
I would have been like, Radiant Brit's trash. I'm kidding, but she has good takes. Over the years,
I've enjoyed her other shit.
She's had good takes, and she's a good voice to have. And same thing with like Alexa Nichols. I think she's a great new addition to like the space as far as like talking about the people that we talk about in this like subgenre of YouTube. And with her status, she has an innate reach, which I think is great. Because that's the problem is with these shitty fucking YouTubers, these creators that are all garbage. We all talk and watch these videos in our little echo chamber almost. Like people outside of the people who do these deep dives, or if you're not into it, they don't know that what all these people do. So like I think Alexa Nichols is like such a great addition to this space because she can reach out to new viewers that are outside of the space, and that's what we want to get to know about other people like this. So I think it's great. I just wanted to mention that too. I think I don't know, I threw it in there. So
nice. Sweet. Anyway, I don't know. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get back on the schedule.
Yeah, we'll try to shoot. We'll try to shoot early next week. Okay. So like maybe even tomorrow or the next day. We'll shoot.
Well, I don't know if I'll have another topic by tomorrow.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Well, we should talk about Nick is Not Green.
Illuminaughtii would have it.
Well, she has a team of people, Paulo. That's funny. No, we'll figure it out. But yeah, the Nick is Not Green thing is really interesting.
It is the only reason, and that was so. There's two topics that I haven't really wanted. Not that I haven't wanted to talk about. I just know I have to be careful talking about. Nick is Not Green situation is because there's just so many threads there. It's hard to like piece the story together to talk about. Yeah. And then there was that one topic you wanted to bring up.
Megan the Mortician.
Yeah, the Megan Mortician. Yeah. That is like, I've been watching bits and pieces of what's going on with that, but the origins, the threads.
I've considered making that my next like main channel deep dive. I mean, I have other shit on the cutting board also, but like that there's so much there that I know I could make like a long video about that whole situation because it goes so deep. But I'm like, do I really want to take that on?
Right.
I don't want to think about that right now. It's almost Christmas. Like,
well, that's the thing with some of these dramas too, because like even the one we kind of like teased like our few episodes ago, where people were like, talk about whatever you didn't want to talk about. Like,
I don't even remember what that
was. Yeah. It was. It's just you have to be kind of like choosy with some of the stuff because it's just some of the information is really delicate. Some of it you need to be vetted. Some of it is. A lot of these stories are just developing on the spot.
This is why you should be thankful that you have me because like I've been through this shit in the way where it's like there's so many things I could talk about, but you have to pick and choose. Yeah. And people will always get mad at you for being like, why didn't you talk about this? Yeah. Or even, why did you talk about this? I'm experienced in that stuff.
Like, come on. I know. I'm just here.
But like, I think that kind of thing is something that like, every YouTuber or whatever like has to kind of learn that the hard way. And they get the backlash and then like learn like, oh shit, I need to like rein this in or whatever. You don't have to go through that. I'm just gonna sit here and tell you.
Thank you.
How it is. But I'm glad that you're even like realizing that 5 episodes in.
Right. That's and I'm not even like, because you've been you have been doing all the editing and stuff. So we're going to put editing software on my computer today.
We are. I'm going to start learning. Editing lessons.
Yeah. So I'm going to start learning so I can contribute more, which I'd love to. And then also too, like I've had ideas for like videos I want to make maybe. Yes. So,
and that editing software I'm going to give you is the one that I used to start my channel up until about 4 or 5 months ago. Oh, really? Then I finally upgraded to like the real shit. Nice. But like it did everything I needed it to. Yeah. That's why I never upgraded because I was like, this is fine. But yeah, no, I understand the need for the better software now, but like it's a great software. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we can finally end it here. 1 hour and 50 minutes in.
Yeah, so. Wow. I didn't think this was because I didn't even have notes. So I was like, I'm just going to come and talk.
That's right. You didn't. Yeah. We talked about your section for longer than we talked about mine. And I had notes. No, it's fine. I don't know. We'll get back on a regular schedule. And then like once Christmas happens, we'll probably take another couple weeks off and shit. But
we'll try to back. We'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you who have tuned in, thanks for all the comments.
Yes.
People, even constructive criticism. Like Savannah will let me know. I'll try to look at them more because I do.
It's really like I want to really make sure that we all know that like I know I'm like talking shit, but like it really wasn't a hate.
Yeah. That's fine.
It was constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if you don't like it, like whatever, that's fine.
I understand. Like, there's a reason why I don't put this shit on my main channel because it's separate. Like, there's a reason why it's separate.
Could you imagine uploading these on America? We'd be like, what the fuck?
People would be like, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
What is this? I didn't subscribe to a drama channel. Like,
yeah. Also, too, if you guys have topic ideas, if there's like tea you want us to cover, we'll cover it.
Basically, between now and Christmas, I'm not going to be thinking about main channel shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know. What should I research?
Yeah.
What should we research?
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, I guess hopefully we'll see you next week then.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
Bye.
See ya.